Hello friends, welcome back to the homestead. It's the middle of August, so I thought I'd do a walkabout, see what's changed, what's new. I haven't published many videos on YouTube, well, longer form videos on YouTube this year. I think I'm having a bit of a sabbatical. So we've been here 5-6 years, just going to take summer a bit easier this year and then kind of work out what I want to do with the channel. We went in a lot of directions and I attracted, I don't know what we have, 15,000 subscribers or whatever, but not many of you watch every video. In fact, very few of you do. So I don't really know what's going on there. I need to think about what I want to do with the future. For the time being, I'm enjoying Instagram, doing a lot of stuff on there. Again, I'm attracting a lot of new followers on there, about the same sort of figures, but a different audience. So when autumn, and of course we're busy as well on here. It's summer and there's lots going on. We've got visitors and some exciting things going on here that I can't really talk about. But so once autumn comes and winter, we'll be back doing more recipes, I guess, and sort of stuff like that. So if an opportunity arises to do a video, a longer form video, then I'll publish it. But otherwise, keep watching the shorts that I'm doing, and you'll see small updates of our lives. So what's going on here? Obviously, the garden is in lovely colour, as you've just seen as I've been walking about. Really nice time of year. It's a nice-ish day today. But as I've indicated in previous videos, and nothing's changed between the last one and this one, is that we're having the rainiest and coolest summer, I can't say on record, but certainly on our record since we've arrived here, which has been troublesome, shall we say. Chickens are doing okay. Not lost any chickens this year, so that's good. Let's go around the corner. I'll try and point out a few different things from on this video. We've harvested our onions last week, so we're going to show you those. It's been a good harvest, I think. I can't really complain compared to last year. A fantastic harvest. And has made us sort out some room. I hope it's not too dark under here. So this year we're storing them under the roof. So there's airflow through this here. Under this is like kind of my timber store. You can see the table's full. And the onions are curing here at the moment. And also, I hope my camera will pick it up. You can see I've had to set up this rack of kind of timber to store the other onions. There's about 20 meters, 4 rows of 5 meters of onions on here. Some really nice ones as well. Those Globo onions that I grew from seed turned out really nice. Some of these are sort of 450 grams, something like that. But there was also a lot of small onions. We got some pretty bad sets. Seed onions always grow better than sets. And I would, if I had more room, I would focus completely on seeds, but we don't. So we'll see what happens next year. So nice onion harvest. That will see us through till this time next year. There's a bunch of tiddlers as well that we've kind of chopped, pickled, eaten fresh at the moment. We'll work our way through. Yeah, the garden's just really full of colour at the moment. It's really nice. There's daylilies and phloxy. Just talk about. I've never really pointed out this area here. It's dawned on me kind of in the last few weeks while I've been doing the Instagram stuff of what a lovely kind of diverse area we have here. Both mostly edibles, but not all of them, and it's diverse in the fact that we've got gooseberries, haskaps, which is honeyberries, I think, and got an apple tree that we've planted here now. We've got things like raspberries that come up for autumn. So it's not just everything a glut. It's stuff spread across. Those honeyberries come up in early summer, and then you've got kind of gooseberries, and then we've got red currants behind me here. We've got this lovely phloxy here. We've got Jerusalem artichokes, which will give us a harvest right through winter, but their flowers come up in autumn. They're a lovely display of flowers. And it's all kind of blended and mixed together, and nature's looking after it. We don't really have to do much with it, which is really nice. And also we've got these things down here called phraseberries, I think. Oh, and blueberry, blackcurrant here, which is fruiting lovely this year for the first time. So there's a real mix of stuff there. Which is nice. Those phraseberries, they call them strawberry raspberries in Latvian. Zemene Avenue. Okay, first victim of the climate this year is this polycarbonate greenhouse. You can see the leaves not looking great at all. A lot of the plants are dying. We've got leaf mold rampaging through the greenhouse, unfortunately. Got some fruit to collect, but we've been cutting off the leaves. So basically, leaf mold only happens inside greenhouses. It's affected by high humidity and low temps. Well, just high humidity really, which is we've had a lot of rainfall. We've had lower temperatures at night, and it's caused this outbreak of leaf mold in this greenhouse. There's a couple of plants that are doing okay. Clearly, this is not affected by leaf mold, so we'll let that one kind of grow more. Down here we got some, we're getting some fruit, but it's not to the level that we're used to in terms of us preserving lots of tomato sort of stuff. So I've been topping all the plants to try and force them into giving us the fruit as quickly as possible. And we'll see how that goes through into September. Yeah, not great, but it's frustrating. Just one of those things, really. There's always next year, as I say. Cucumbers have been producing really nicely. We're picking them every day. And in the other greenhouse as well. This area, been doing quite a lot of work on. We've still got these lovely calendula, which give them some lovely colour in this area. A few bits and pieces down here, pumpkins and whatnot. These bush beans have done really well. There are lots of bean pods on here, so we just need to hope for kind of a warmer August and into September, and then they'll set the seeds nice and we'll be able to store them. Done a lot of work actually yesterday in this area, chopped and dropped all the weeds, found some lovely potatoes that were self-seeded from the year before, so nature completely took care of the management of those, which is an interesting thought. My thinking now is, what if I plant potatoes in October under the hay, in the ground, a little bit in the ground under the hay, and then just let nature take care of them next year? What will happen? And why has no one ever tried that? Maybe they have. But anyway, we got really nice harvest. I'll put a photo up of how it looked. Runner beans have been great. I've got a nice harvest off those. A few kilos. They're in the freezer. The rest will leave to set the seed for bean soups and things like that over winter. Let's go in the passive solar greenhouse. So there is a little bit of leaf mold in here, but because it self-ventilates better, this greenhouse is not suffered as much as the other one, and I'm managing to keep it pretty much under control. Got some stuff here which will go out. Whether it will go to harvest, I don't know, but it'll act as a cover crop in some areas, fill some spaces. Chinese cabbage, some radish, big radish, white radish, and some red Russian kale. Now we are getting some nice. They're starting to fruit. I mean, it's really late this year. Normally we'd be picking fruit a few weeks earlier than this, but we've only just got the first fruit this week, really. So yeah, but you can see there are some. You don't really need to wait until they're red for it can ripen indoors, okay? But the fruit is there, which is nice. Same with cucumbers. We've got 2 or 3 to pick up here. So that's good. I'm experimenting a bit with some plants, snaking them up and to give them more room. These are Japanese truffle. These, it's got leaf mold on it, but I'm hoping that they're quite. They've got some nice fruit on them. So yeah, and then the cucumber, I'm training it across the top here. What else we got going on here? Peppers, not that great to be honest. Cold temperature they just didn't like. So we've got a few fruit on there, but not masses. Frustrating, but what can you do? The sweet potatoes are still in here. The one sweet potato, these plants here, the Barrio Pink, really good cropper. Those down there is, in fact, you can see the leaves. If I really nice vine here from the sweet potato. This is the one that we bought locally. So it seems to be doing really well. Hoping that we will get some sweet potatoes off that. We'll see. Let's go around to the main garden and see what's going on over there. So yeah, if you've got any ideas about what I can do with the channel, do leave them in the comments. Some of you have been followers and loyal commentators for many years, and I thank you for that. I'm really pleased about that. Good if we can get some more. Yeah, it is a nice day today, in contrast to most of the summer. So, coming into the garden now. Let's look at the winners and losers. I might turn the camera around actually, it would be a bit easier, I think. Okay. So if you remember, this is normally flowers. And they didn't really work this year. So to make sure I've tried to keep something in every bed. Got some peas, late peas in here. This end tends to be more shady and cooler, so it'll be better for the peas. Whether we'll get them to go to produce pods, I don't know, but at least something in the bed. We'll get shoots out of them if nothing else, which is good. I planted in this bed late cabbages, Brussels, and Chinese cabbage down here. They just started dying, and I've got no idea why. It's just one of those things, I guess. But the ones that have survived are doing it. Well, they're doing quite well actually. And then I planted coriander, cilantro for my American friends. That's doing really well. So that was, a good move. We never planted coriander, I think, in the garden. Gita really we use it in cookery, and I would be very happy if some of these go to seed. Because we need the seeds as well. Anyway, the plants that have survived are kind of doing quite well, and considering, all things considered, they are doing well. They're not getting too hammered by worms, the butterfly caterpillars. So yeah, we'll get a few other bits in there. Leeks, I think they'll do okay. Some of them are growing quite nicely. Multi-sown, 2s and 3s. Swede over there, we'll see. You know, these sunflowers should be in flower by now, particularly the ones at the top, which we'll have a look at in a moment. That's indication of how cold it was earlier. Cabbages we're starting to harvest now and eat, the ones that are edible. I think I've got cabbages sussed. I don't know if I talked about it in the last video about the varieties and stuff. I probably did. But we know what varieties to grow now, and we know we've been experimenting with fertility and stuff like that. More so in the second half of this year with chicken fertility, chicken poop basically, and how to get it right with the water. And that's doing well. Trial gardens coming towards the end of that, and gaining some conclusions, which has been an interesting experiment. And then this last bed is the one with no fertility at all. So, yeah. These kind of things we've let to go to seed a bit now, but we've been taking off the flowers and enjoying them as they flowered and shoot. If you take off the main, like the calabrese or broccoli, I can't remember which one this is now, you take off the main centre head and then all the shoots come out the side, which you can then harvest. You know, but then you get things like that with the caterpillars. However, then we got outdoor tomatoes. Well, actually, you know, these are doing well. There's a little bit of outbreak of caterpillars there. I'll give them. I've got some BT indoors, which is a natural soil bacteria. Tomatoes, doing an experiment this year. It's one of those, you know, I thought I'll do some tomatoes in the field because I've never done that, and I've always wanted to grow tomatoes out here. And then we had this terrible summer. I just thought, well, they're just going to die from blight. And I'm quite an optimistic, positive person generally, but they've done really well. Possibly they're a blight-resistant variety. I didn't check that really at the start. There's a little bit of few leaves, but you know, doing really well, fruiting well. Yeah, I'm happy about those. Carrots were a little bit of a disaster to start with in terms of germination, but the spacing seems to have got right with them, and you know, we should enjoy a really nice carrot harvest. So that, you know, that's a positive. Strawberries are finished. I did some weeding here to find that a lot of plants have died. People have been, not just us, some other people in the village have had problems with those beetle bugs underneath. I think they're called cockchafer bugs, but eating all the roots under the plant. Sweet corn, chicken poop powered. You know, I think we'll be getting some nice harvest off that. That's going well. Melon, pumpkins catching up. I've got some nice deal in between. Slowly, I've mowed through here to let them spread out there. Whether, you know, it's all about these last couple of weeks of August and into September, whether we'll actually see any pumpkins or not. I can see a male over there, but once they pollinate, then they should move quite quickly. So yeah, beets not great this year, if I'm honest. Outdoor sweet potatoes coming on now. Again, you know, I think I said in a previous video, not the best year for any warm weather crops. Is not the best year to experiment, but it is what it is. Gherkins, pickles to my American friends. We weren't sure whether we were going to get any. These are how are they pronounced? French ones, Paris de Coquenel, I think it is. So that's like a full-size gherkin there. These are the smaller ones, and then as we move down, there'll be bigger ones. We're harvesting now daily. You know, considering a lot of people were prepared to not have any because of the summer. There's one to pick. I can see plenty over there that'll be ready in the next day or so. And then those over there as well. Like I said before, I think I said in the previous video, but I'll point out again. Sown, I think first week of June. Sorry, second week of May. They were transplanted out maybe first week of June. Constant cold. Those were only a month ago, and they are bigger than those ones. Now, soybeans. Are we going to get harvest or not? I don't know. They do need a warmer climate, so I was warned. There are flowers and there are some very tiny pods on there. Again, we just need this last 2 or 3 weeks of August and into September, I mean, to give us a harvest. Even the amaranth I would normally expect to be kind of up here by now. Some more sweet potatoes. Sorghum grass. I mean, it's looking quite healthy, nice and green, but it should be up here, and that's down to temperatures. Sunflowers are doing okay. I've seen other people with sunflowers with full heads. Whether we'll get anything, I don't know. And it's not about timing, it's just the fact that it's been out in the cold for a long time. Everything's looking nice and green. No, fertility is not really an issue, it's just the temperature. These are black radish. Some have gone to flower, gone to seed, but that's okay. Seeds are always good. And some, you don't need many of these black radish, we don't need loads. There's the odd bean that didn't germinate. This was supposed to be a bean bed, and then nothing germinated, but then 1 or 2 came up once I transplanted the radish in. So that's where the onions came out, and that's where once I finish filming this, I'm going to come and transplant. I'm going to put some cover crop kind of stuff in, maybe some more peas, some more white radish, and then those other crops, which when they're ready in a week or so, they can go in. The Chinese cabbage like the colder temperatures, so they should be okay. Beets are starting to come to size. I don't grow super huge beets, I'm only interested in the smaller kind of salad ones. But yeah. And of course, potatoes harvesting the next couple of weeks at some point. Looking like they're getting ready to harvest. If they're any good, as good as the ones that were natural on the other side, I'll be very happy. But normally nature is more right than I am. Well, always really, not maybe. So yeah, there's a look around the homestead. What's happening? Hope you found that interesting. Thank you for your comments and your thank you for watching this far. If you've got this far, any thumbs up always welcomed, and I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Bye for now.